Hello, Claudia. Happy
Hey,
Monday.
Conrad.
Here we are. Here we are again.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, how was your weekend?
It was terrific. I'm going to tell you something quickly that we did that I've never done before. Robert and I went to Joshua Tree for the first time ever. I was born and raised here in California, never been there before. Quite the experience. I
Wow.
recommend it highly.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful, beautiful, and it's right here. It's
It's
right
right
here.
here. Exactly.
And
And
you
I
have
know
different entrances you can go through, right? Just to get
exactly.
there.
We went from the east side. It took us about 3.5, 4 hours to get through it. It was a lot of fun. What
Oh,
to do a segment just on that one of
yeah,
these
well,
days.
it's getting cooler now. It's going to be beautiful up there for the whole fall,
So
right?
what were you up to this weekend or this
Well,
week?
let's see. Well, we actually got back up to the mountains. We went to Lake Arrowhead. Beautiful. I mean, swimming in 68 degrees was definitely got me going, just
Yeah.
got me electrified. So it was peaceful, gorgeous. Leaves were changing. Oh my gosh, it's so fun.
Yeah,
That
that's a
was
beautiful
relaxing.
spot.
That was
And
relaxing. And then we came back and we just did a little tour of the town on Saturday. It was so fun to get out and see friends that have businesses open and
yes.
raring to go. Well, we had lunch at French Miso, which is our episode
Oh,
coming up.
good.
And then we walked around down the street and we visited with Steve Janssen at Janssen Art Space. Open. He did a small, like an opening in the afternoon. And he just limited it to a few people, just a handful coming in at a time. But
Right.
he's back. He's been working. Oh my gosh, the whole front part of the studio is his work.
Just
And
imagine how much work they have now because they've been all home, right? All been doing
exactly.
inside
He's
their.
charged. He feels so good. He and his husband also have a mountain place. They were kind of like up near where we were. So that also makes but he's going to continue having these small, carefully, distanced openings because there's
That
a
sounds
lot
like
of
fun.
artists. He's got a lot of art and he's got a studio there too. So it's kind of cool. You can go see him see him working.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've also had a very fun entertainment week because I was asked to or offered to be a judge at AmDocs this year, the
That's
American
fantastic.
Documentary Animation Film Festival, which goes on here in Palm Springs during this time of year.
Yes.
As like you, I've been a volunteer, an usher, a facilitator of filmmaker and audience questions. A lot of stuff. And this year, I get to be a judge. And let me tell you
That's
this:
fantastic.
it runs September 25th through October 4th. It's
Hmm.
all virtual this year, so you can watch all the films from home. There are 250 films, 337 countries are represented, 16 premieres. The films cover everything from the indigenous stories to environmental stories, LGBT stories, civil rights, fashion, art, family, animation. And
Oh,
it's just a lot of fun. I've been downloaded with film in my head. And you know me, I love to watch film. I love whether it's mainstream or independent or LGBTQ or documentaries. I'm in, and I feel very honored to be part of this. And so I have.
well, and it's a natural because you're so good at critiquing. You have your Conrad's Corner now. We did the Mary Pickford, and we will once again do that. So that's fabulous.
Yes, yes. So I say, make sure everybody, you're home now. It runs until the October 4th. Log on into amdocs.com and it's fun. It's always a blast. We can't be there in person. We can still be there together through
Hey,
film.
we want your picks. We definitely want your picks.
Coming up soon. I got a hold. I'm a judge now, so I got to wait until it's time.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So
um,
circling back with our lunch at French Miso and
yes.
talking with Tomoko and Chef Eric, they now have dinner at night. I believe it's Thursday through Sunday, but you know how they're tucked back in La Plaza in the short and small little alleyway that's just a charm. Um, candlelit tables, a prefix meal of either 2 courses or 3 courses. So
Wow.
so that's like a new thing that will be so cool to do. We are definitely going to go in the next week or two, but the episode kind of is our throwback episode. We thought that was a fun time, right?
It
And,
was. It was a fun time. And
and they,
that place is just such a unique little space there
I
in La
know,
Plaza. I don't know how many people know about it, but when you see
a lot
viewers,
of people know
yeah,
now.
well, especially viewers, when you see this segment, you'll see how gorgeous it is. And just imagine that during the nighttime, during a summer evening, autumn evening night. It's going to be gorgeous.
Yes. Well, you know, and you'll see in the episode, we were presented with many different dishes to taste. And of course, Tomoko is front of the house. She and her husband, co-owner, Chef Eric, greeted us. And then wasn't that fun? Wasn't that nice? It's beautiful.
Cordial, and the place is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Food is tasty. So we hope that everyone enjoys the segment, and we'll see you at French Miso.
Okay. All right. Bye, Conrad. Enjoy this.
Bonjour.
Arigato.
Gozaimasu. Merci bien, chef.
Merci bien.
Come on
Bienvenue.
in.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're here at French Miso with owner
Tomoko,
along with her husband, Chef Eric.
We are actually in the La Plaza in the middle of Palm Springs, right?
The oldest part of Palm Springs.
That's correct. And we are in what is a little, well, I think they call it a paseo. It's space where the various little cottages are. And you now have a restaurant in two of what used to be two little cottages, correct?
Yes, it is a historical building.
Yes.
1930s bungalows.
Yes.
I believe people used to live here.
You've turned it into a commercial establishment, which of course now is a restaurant.
Yes.
Right? And when did this happen?
Well, it's a separate two bungalows.
Yes.
It connected with a pretty patio, and so city allowed us to put the French door. That's the only new door. Everything else is original, 1930s windows and doors.
How did you come to a French restaurant here in Palm Springs?
Palm
How did
Springs.
that happen?
But there's
Of
miso
course.
involved too.
And miso,
Yes.
yes. And how did that happen?
Well, Chef Eric is from south of France, Montpellier, and he is French. He is the French, you know, all the fromage, cheese,
very
and
French.
yes, and the wines. But he enjoyed my homemade cooking of Japanese cuisine, and we start mixing, changing the responsibility. One day French food, one day Japanese food, and he started learning a lot about Japanese cuisine. And our friend loved to come to our home for dinner. That's their favorite things to do. So why don't we make our cafes like our living room? So everyone, guests are like our, customers.
And it truly is comfortable
Yes, it's
here.
very comfortable.
It's like a French country house.
Thank
right?
you. Yes, that's how we want it.
With the living room has all of your collection.
Yes, my husband likes the Tintin. That's a French little cartoon character.
You have been in an establishment now for a year or less than that or longer than that?
2 months.
Oh,
yeah,
2 months, is that
very,
right?
very
new,
I
yes.
didn't realize it was
Very
that
new.
recent.
Yes.
All right, that sounds great. And you have probably 7 tables inside here?
This is 8
8
tables
tables.
here.
And how many outside?
4 tables.
4 tables. And
Yes.
so do you have to have reservations ahead of time, or can you just walk in and
Just walking first comes first, because we can really hardly honor the reservation. It's a tiny dining room.
Yes.
So yes, come on in.
And you're just serving breakfast and lunch, correct?
Yes.
Let's go meet the chef. All right. So, chef, we understand that you were at one time chef of Patina, the wonderful, incredible French restaurant at Disney Hall in LA.
I started at Patina, and it gave me the foundation to understand what cooking was all about, and how to really get the most creative input with basically local produce.
how is it that you decided to open a restaurant in this space?
In order to create a successful restaurant, you must have a menu that pleases a lot of people, but you also have to have a certain ambiance. Okay, And charm has a lot to do with how somebody will view what is on your plate.
And you have checked charm and ambiance.
Very charming.
Tell us what we have here.
A little French pancake. It's called Bellini, and we use creme fraiche, and then chef prepares the flesh lox.
The name of this dish is
Paris CDG, Chat de Gore.
Charles de Gaulle. All right.
Yes, this is a traditional Japanese breakfast. It's a bento box.
Beautiful.
It's a wood box.
Beautiful.
And it comes with a miso soup, which is in a little container.
Oh,
There we go.
Very nice.
And very healthy. We do take broth out of sun-dried bonito, shaved sun-dried bonito with kelp. No MSG or none of those things.
Well, we know how healthy seaweed is.
Yes, my mother's recipe with the tofu.
best.
The tofu is silky.
So this is the tofu here,
yes.
and then this is
Grilled salmon.
grilled salmon.
It's slightly saltly cured.
Cured.
Yes, and
And what do we have here?
this is sautéed, lightly grilled vegetable, asparagus and shiitake mushroom.
Very
and
nice.
You have flavored seaweed, crispy seaweed, and then hidden is the ginger flavor, so you can use for tofu or
Okay.
vegetable or ginger.
Looks delicious.
Amazing. And the beautiful looking slightly sticky rice?
Yes,
Yes.
Japan rice have to be sticky.
Yes.
Yes,
All right.
yes. I
And of
hope
course-
you enjoy.
And of
Thank
course, a
you,
little glass
Tomoko.
of champagne just to
Yes,
top it
that
off.
have to
Aha!
go with the Chat de Gore, Paris Chat de Gore. It's like a Parisian's breakfast. You must have French champagne with it.
If we must, if we must, we must.
Well, I've got 4 boxes in my bento box. Which one should I try
Oh my
first?
gosh, they look so good.
I'm
Everything.
going for the cured salmon.
Okay, go for it.
This is a specialty, in-house specialty.
I'm going to do a kind of a combination of the salmon with a little bit of the egg.
Okay, on a
and-
croissant.
And a croissant. Exactly.
Okay.
And with the creme fraiche, I believe it is. Just because I'm going to do it all.
Okay.
Right, there's a whole little something. Everything is just so tender, or so moist is what it is.
Oh, well, that's
my
the key.
God.
That's the key to, actually, what's interesting, that's the key to perfect French cooking, and it's also the key to perfect Japanese cuisine, you know? The tofu is cold. It is mouth-watering, very silky. I think it's called probably silken tofu. You can definitely taste the ginger, the scallions.
You can see all the
There's a
various
little bit of roasted seaweed on there, a little. And the
this-
combination right here is amazing.